Today, Mayor Craig Greenberg proposed amendments to Louisville's existing mask ordinance. He said they would help concerns about public safety while also preventing violent crime. Councilwoman Tammy Hawkins, who's the public safety chair, was also there this morning. She said they want to protect people from being targeted for the enforcement.
This ordinance only applies to outdoor mask wearing, and we are proposing an amendment to protect yourself in the cases of health.
The mayor says the amendments ensure officers cannot stop or detain an individual solely for wearing a mask in an outdoor space. It also protects anyone under the age of 14 or over the age of 60. The amendments will be presented at tomorrow's Metro Council meeting. We'll have more coming up at 4.
I think that educational freedom, educational choice is the civil rights of our era, and we ought to do something about it today.
Supporters of Amendment 2 rallied alongside Kentucky Senator Rand Paul in Bowling Green Monday. Super PAC Americans for Prosperity hosted the event last night in a final push to drive home the Yes on 2 message. Kentucky voters will see that amendment on this year's ballot. Amendment 2 asks if you are in favor of the General Assembly providing financial support to students outside of public schools, funding private schools with public tax dollars. In Louisville, locals against the Amendment 2 met voters face-to-face last night. They canvassed neighborhoods around the city, sharing what they believe voters should vote no on. Our Alex Dieter and photojournalist Levi Hammer explain.
Hi, my name is Melissa. I'm with Showing Up for Racial Justice. I'm a volunteer.
A group of Louisville volunteers, part of Voting No on Amendment 2, Protect Our Schools campaign.
41 and 42.
Going door to door. Knocking on doors in the Camp Taylor neighborhood, urging registered voters to vote no on Amendment 2.
Public monies should be used for public schools, and public schools are so core to growing equity in our society.
Pat Allison was a JCPS teacher for 43 years.
I want to protect those schools and to keep them running and to be able to serve the students the best that they can.
She's against Amendment 2, saying protecting public funding means this.
It means having enough books. It means having enough teachers.
Teachers like Melissa Zipper.
Hi, sir.
Who wants to do her part, talking face-to-face with voters about Amendment 2.
Thoughts on that?
I'm voting no on that.
Okay, awesome. Can I ask you why you're voting no?
Oh, because they're taking money from the public schools. It's just not right.
Okay, as a public school teacher, I can't say I disagree with that.
And with a week until Election Day, Showing Up for Racial Justice continues to spread the word on Amendment 2 to neighbors, parents, and even future students.
See you in school in a few years, right? Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Alex Dieter, WHAS11 on your side.
More than 16,000 Kentuckians have already cast their ballots, according to Secretary of State Michael Adams. Many of those voters took advantage of in-person excused absentee voting, which began last week. And starting this Thursday, anyone can early vote through November 2nd. Adams is encouraging everyone to take advantage of that early option.
We've got 4 days of voting. In our last presidential, we had 3 weeks of voting, and we had the highest turnout in our history. I think our turnout's going to be higher this time, but we need space for people to vote. If everyone shows up the last day because they procrastinate, we're going to have long lines and some hot tempers on Election Day.
To find an early voting location near you, just check out our voter guide on the free WHAS11 app, as well as online at WHAS11.com. On election night, we will be on air and online as those results come in. First results will start rolling in around 6. And then at 7, we'll start streaming our WHAS11 Plus and WHAS11 YouTube channels with special coverage with analysts. At 11 o'clock, you can join us right here with the WHAS11 night team. Who gets to grow marijuana and process it into medicine in Kentucky has been decided. Governor Andy Beshear was on hand yesterday as a lottery randomly selected the first round of winners. Our Focus investigator John Charlton reports.
Where checks are cut for winners of the Powerball, Mega Millions, and Lucky for Life, winning Monday was all business. The business of medical marijuana in Kentucky.
They will uncover the machine and they will start the process.
484 applications were at play for a chance at just 16 available licenses to grow cannabis indoors at cultivation operations of various sizes.
Cultivator Tier 1, the numbers are 141, 125, 164.
For processing that marijuana into medicine, 290 applications for just 10 winners.
142. 187.
Those numbers were linked to businesses which applied. Governor Andy Beshear then identified them, including a processor in Bullitt County, as well as one in Louisville Metro.
1248 KYP LLC in Jefferson County.
And both counties landed Tier 1 cultivator licenses also.
Elevated Essence LLC in Bullitt County.
The first of its kind lottery will eventually be followed by another, drawing licenses to actually sell cannabis. Even tougher odds there. 475 applications submitted for just 48 dispensaries statewide.
So dispensary licenses are up next, and the governor says the date of that drawing he'll announce at Thursday's Team Kentucky update. In Louisville, I'm John Charlton, WHAS11, on your side.
The processing lottery winners will be notified via email and will have up to 15 days to come up with those licensing fees or risk losing their license. For the names and locations of the growers and processors who won that lottery, click this story on the WHAS11.com homepage to access an interactive map. Well, one of the local businesses looking to sell medical marijuana is Rainbow Blossom. Its stores are already offering medicinal CBD in oils and gummies, so manager Summer Auerbach says it could be an easy transition.
We were one of the very first places to get into CBD. It's something that we're very interested in, and we have really kind of been a pioneer of within the industry.
Medical marijuana can legally be bought in Kentucky starting January 1st, but when we asked if product would be on the market at that time, Governor Beshear said it will be a challenge. Former Clark County Sheriff Jamie Null is now booked in an Indiana prison. According to records from the Indiana Department of Corrections, Null is at the Newcastle Correctional Complex in Henry County. That's south of Muncie, Indiana. Newcastle is a privately run facility owned by the state, and earlier this month, Null pleaded guilty to more than 24 theft and fraud charges. His earliest possible release date is 2033. Null's wife and eldest daughter will now go to trial on February 3rd of next year. Misty and Casey Null are accused of stealing more than $700,000 from New Chapel EMS and not declaring it on their taxes. During Jamie Null's sentencing, he said he filed the family's taxes every year and told Misty and Casey it was okay to spend that money. In court, lawyers for the two women said they're discussing just how much of an impact to consider those statements.
And I think there was some need to see what happened with Jamie's case, to see if his sentence was accepted, those sorts of things. We wanted to see what happened at sentencing, and so I think that has been the reason for perhaps this delay in trial.
The previous directions were for Misty's trial to go first, followed by Casey's. Both have pleaded not guilty. Louisville is one of 3 cities around the world chosen to participate in a program on how to design cities safer for women and girls. The Office for Women is working with a London-based research group to prioritize gender equity in design. It focuses on what you would expect, safety in public places, of course, and some things you wouldn't, like supporting caregivers using public spaces. They work from 3 lenses of safety: freedom from violence, usability, and sense of belonging.
You don't need to be a woman or girl to be excited about this project, because when we make streets safer for women pushing a stroller, it ends up being safer for everyone. It ends up being a street that people like to go and shop and go to a restaurant. And so a lot of our goals are really specifically focused on women and girls, but they benefit the whole community.
Louisville is the only second U.S. city to get picked for the program. The other is Los Angeles. And there's a free clinic in West Louisville happening right now. You'll find it at the Goodwill Opportunity Center on West Broadway. The clinic will be giving out free eye exams and glasses for up to 300 low-income and uninsured people. Goodwill said some may even get those newly prescribed glasses on site. The clinic is today and tomorrow. It goes from 8:30 to 4 each day. We just checked on those registration numbers, and it looked like there might be a few spots left. We'll post the site in the link story on WHAS11.com.